I am so excited for us to be back together. We are looking at First Samuel chapters 1 and 2. And it's not looking, we are sitting with chapters 1 and 2 of First Samuel. And it's the story of Hannah. And we talked about her perceived barrenness, and we looked at it in relation to our own lives, that there's some areas of our lives that we perceive barrenness, where we are waiting for God to answer our prayer on this particular desire. We are waiting for God to come and bring that breakthrough on that particular situation that is pouring our heart out to God. And that's what Hannah did. Hannah found herself in a desperate situation where she desperately wanted to give Elkanah a son. And the Lord had not yet blessed her. But his other wife, Peninnah, had many children that was blessed by Elkanah. And so what we see is that Peninnah was provoking Hannah. You know the story. You've read it. You sat with me. And as Peninnah provoked Hannah, Hannah poured out her heart to God. And that's a lesson for us to learn, that as we feel the pressures of life, or we feel the provoking from our Peninnahs, that we take our concerns and our heart's desire to the Lord. That we pour our heart out to God, because we know that He is the only one that can change our situations. Amen. And so as we see the story unfolds, I am stuck at verses 18 and 19, especially verse 19. But verse 18, something changes in Hannah as she's pouring her heart out to the Lord in prayer. And Eli, the priest, comes in and say, "Have you been drinking?" And she says, "No, I am not drunk, but I am full of anguish and my heart is heavy. And so I'm pouring it out to God." And Eli says, "May you have favor of God. May your request be granted." And at that moment, even though Hannah's situation did not change, her heart did. Her heart did. She no longer had this depressed spirit. She no longer felt heavy. She was actually uplifted, and she went and ate something, and then they went and worshiped. So even though her situation had not changed, the pouring out of her heart in prayer did change her spirit. It encouraged her faith. And then she was able to lift her spirits and worship God. But it's verse 19 that really is tugging at my heart these last 2 weeks. And it's the end of verse 19. As Hannah and Elkanah go on with their lives, they go back home and they get back into their routine, and Elkanah laid with Hannah. And we know what that means. And Hannah received her blessing. The end of the verse says, "The Lord remembered her." The Lord remembered her. That is so powerful to me that I can't get past those words. And I put my name in it at the end of it to make it personal, that the Lord remembers me. And the Lord remembers you. And that is so important as we are pouring our hearts out to God. We have to remember that He sees us, that He hears us, that He knows our heart's desires, and that He is the giver of every good and perfect gift. And so wherever we find ourselves today, whatever we are pouring our hearts out to God for today, no matter if you've been pouring it out for days, weeks, months, or even years, take that verse, make it personal. The Lord remembers you. The Lord sees you. He knows the desires of your heart. That is just so deep for me. And I have sat with that passage, and as I have shared it with my sisters, as we're sharing our journey, it just brings tears to both of us, to our eyes, that the Lord remembers us. in the grand schemes of things, he hears our heart's desires and he remembers us. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Avatar. It's one of my favorite movies. In fact, I'm a movie fiend, just so you know. But the movie Avatar, there's a line that the characters share, and I don't remember their names, but I do remember what they said. They would say, I see you. I see you. And even though it's just two simple words or three simple words, I see you, it had so much meaning. It meant that I understand you. I hear you. And ultimately, it meant that I love you. I see you. And when I hear this verse out loud, the Lord remembered her. It reminds me of that line, I see you. I see you. And God is saying to us, my sisters, no matter where you find yourself today, I see you. I hear your prayers. I know your heart's desire. And I want you to just trust me. Trust me that I will remember you. That I will remember you. That is a word of encouragement from my soul. And I pray that it's a word of encouragement for your soul. God is always speaking to us. He is always making a way out of no way. And I want you to be encouraged today that the Lord remembers you and that Hannah's story is our story. And there's so much that God is saying to us as he pours out his love on us. My sisters, I love this passage. I love Hannah's story. I love this verse. I pray that it's resonating with you. Sit with it. Put your name in it. Make it personal and continue trusting God as you pour your heart out to him for whatever it is. And remember, it is perceived barrenness. We have everything that we need at this moment to live for God. And we will allow our situations to push us in, press us in as we lean in to our Lord. Be blessed, and I look forward to our time of praying together.